How's it going, y'all? This is McFrostyBoy, and in this video we're going to show you some ways to get more mileage out of your armor and healing in Apex Legends. As always, thank you to all of the Frosty friends for your support. I want to especially thank those of you that have offered feedback, regardless of whether it's positive or constructive. If you like this content and get value out of it, I have provided instructions on how you can support or engage further with me in the description below. Alright, let's get right into it. We're going to use our first example to explain the idea of HP and armor as resources that have costs which should factor into your decision making. This fight takes place in a 50-50 situation with another squad on Elysium. Although I land 88 total damage on the horizon when trying to help our team's Mirage, I stick to my half cover and keep my distance instead of moving closer through cover into the R99's optimal range because I lack armor. You can see one of the reasons why armor matters so much firsthand when I am forced to use syringes to recover the HP I spent attempting to knock the horizon. I have to spend 10 seconds to restore the 50 HP I lost. For perspective, this is the same as having to run an entire Phoenix kit. By comparison, cells would have taken 6 seconds to restore 50 HP and a battery on white would have taken 5. Even when I fish for damage on the horizon in the building, I keep my peak short because she broke line of sight with me and may have batted or found a shield swap. It's totally possible that I might not actually be trying to last hit an enemy that's one shot, but actively having to spend HP against an enemy's armor who also has control of superior cover. This whole situation changes once I have armor. You can see how much more aggressive I am with my forward positioning and with my longer and more frequent peeks on the enemies in this building because I'm more willing to spend armor instead of HP. The idea that you can apply to your gameplay is that recovering HP costs more than recovering armor, so any damage exchanges you make using HP are inherently more expensive in terms of time. The next example is going to focus on the mechanical aspects of win and how to heal. Initially, I'm able to secure an early knock on the Bloodhound. I get punished when I attempt to use the forward box as cover before running a battery so that a teammate can take the angle I just used by the door. If I were any legend other than Wraith, I would have thrown the advantage I just created for our team, and there wasn't any big reason why I wouldn't have been able to do a cell or a battery from my previous position in cover. Knowing now that I have a lot of armor and HP I need to heal, I back up. You'll notice that just before starting the battery, I slide, giving me some extra momentum. This makes me harder to hit and allows me to start the battery a little sooner, making it less likely that I'll get shot again as I heal. You'll also notice that I healed my shields first instead of my HP or using a Phoenix kit, because it strikes the best balance between total recovered HP versus time spent. This decision enables me to move forward again, giving me more options with how I can support my team with a lower risk of getting knocked. Once I realized that the enemy is trying to heal and reset, and that Peyruis has pushed forward to the right, I use the ramp as cover while watching for an enemy to step out of the smoke. It probably wasn't the best piece of cover to use, but regardless, if I see an enemy that's getting too close, I'm prepared to cancel my medkit and reposition. After completing my medkit, you can see how moving forward after finishing my battery earlier enables me to push more cohesively with my team.
Crack that guy in the back, he's flesh. We gotta wrap this up,
Yeah. One on top here is down, it's just the one below. The key takeaway from this example is that there are small, tactical things like sliding into your heals, filling your shields first, making sure you're in cover when you are healing, positioning near your team when healing, and being prepared to cancel your heal, which you use to reduce the risk of getting knocked while healing, shorten the time that you're unable to assist your team, and maintain maximum flexibility. In this example, we're going to see the importance of scouting out the armor situation between your squads and how to compensate with a significant armor disadvantage. Our squad is attempting to take an early fight to isolate this squad on Elysium in order to earn safe, early kill points. The trade-off is that this particular location spawns high-tier loot in the center area, which can create significant armor differences between two squads that fight earlier in this area. Since I've only got white armor, you'll observe how I make sure to remain either on height or close to major pieces of cover as I try to determine if the enemy has a significant armor advantage. We find out that at least one enemy does have purple armor by landing a few shots on them, and when we later peek the corner, we notice the enemy has left behind a blue armor. This indicates that it's likely that the entire enemy squad has blue armor or better. At this point, my goal is to continue to find safe ways to poke and chip away at their armor in order to create an opening to force a lethal damage exchange. I have to be more efficient than the enemy squad with my damage exchanges, so short peeks and cover usage are going to be essential. If our squad makes unfavorable damage exchanges, then our response will be to leave. So we make sure to keep our backs to a retreat option across the zipline. After managing to find a few small wins, the enemy squad backs up and I take the blue shield, helping to reduce our armor disadvantage. Even still, I stay close to the white armor I dropped in case I need to make a swap. We take our time and keep fishing for damage, even using a shield cell to give us more chances to register big damage. Eventually, we break the enemy horizon. The horizon at this point kind of throws by pushing really unsafely into me, but even if she hadn't, being broken and this close to all three of us with nearly full blue armor means that the best thing she can realistically do is back up into her team, giving us more space and better angles. After that, the enemy team more or less collapses as the enemy lifeline makes a desperate push to try and prevent the thirst, and the enemy pathfinder splits up from them, losing a 1v1 with our bloodhound. The main ideas this time are to 1. Maintain an awareness of what the armor situation is for both squads, and 2. When you have less armor, use short, safe peeks to chip away at the enemy squad's advantage while keeping a retreat option available in case the tactic fails. Our last example shows how sometimes healing gets out-prioritized by other needs when fighting. We begin this fight by catching a squad attempting to slip past us as they rotate. I register significant damage on the enemy Crypto and Wraith, and evolve my shields from purple to red. While it's tempting to use a cell to top off, I choose not to, because doing so will give the enemy a chance to heal. If I started a cell, it would take 3 seconds to complete. It's reasonable to believe that an enemy could complete a 5-second battery with the remaining time it would take for me to close distance with them, mitigating the impact of the damage I just dealt. As the Pathfinder, I can drop down and use my grapple to avoid being predictable as we approach, so it's my responsibility to run point on this push. After knocking Crypto, I attempt to take shots from this position, but the highly vertical nature of these shots makes it hard to be consistent from this angle. Moreover, our team's Wraith has dropped down, fighting the enemy Wraith toe to toe. Again, it's tempting to heal or run a battery, but if I do so, then it's a possibility that our teammate gets knocked and thirsted, giving the enemy a chance to recover their broken shields. Instead of healing or continuing to attempt these safer but more difficult shots, I drop down to assist my teammate. The concept this example demonstrates is that full HP and armor are not requirements for winning a fight, but rather resources that should be spent to provide value to your team. Okay, that wraps up this video. There aren't many hard and fast rules in Apex Legends, and healing is no exception. Help out your fellow Frosty friends by sharing the ways you use heals and think about armor in the comments below. I want to help you all improve at Apex Legends, and I need your help to get this content to the rest of the community. So like, comment, subscribe, hop in the stream, join our Discord, and stay beautiful, y'all. Thanks for watching, and I can't wait to see you in the next video.